Stay with the rat pack. Hit 'em with the chopper, that's the rat trap.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new episode of Real Business Roundtable. We won't stop coming up with ideas. Shout out to Janet Tizu. Shout out to my lovely mom. And we have a new person to give a shout out. Ladies and gentlemen, a powdered toast man little toy. Shout out to my sister.
I should put it like up on here or something.
Will it be seen? Can we see it?
It's just poking out.
Is it there?
Kind of.
Can you see
his
it?
little face, yeah.
All right, so we're gonna put the little powdered toast man just. Okay.
We need more stuff in the background to like make it less like.
So my sister
Like
got
money.
me that. My sister got me that. I think for my birthday, something like that. Shout out to our non-sponsor that doesn't pay us a penny, Jocko Willink. Thank you for this lovely nectar. Jocko, go.
Oh, that just got all over me.
Today's episode is how to compete in order to avoid defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, how to compete. I love talking about this stuff. Excellent strategy, chess game mindset. In business, if you are in a saturated market or you have competition that's kind of showing their face in your area or whatever, here are some tips and guidance on how to handle those issues. First and foremost, as we all know, and I've said 1,000 times, is you need to first read the cocksucking book called Blue Ocean Strategy. Ladies and gentlemen, Blue Ocean Strategy. You need to open that book, use your eyes, and read it. You need to read the words and understand what they mean. There are case studies in there talking about many big companies that you know about. And it talks about how they were able to separate themselves from competition, making competition irrelevant. So here are some quick ideas on how to handle this. Now, in an industry, people have processes, they have blueprints that they follow, right? When you are trying to earn someone's business and they give you I'm kind of shopping around, and you're like, okay, and you kind of take it in. You take it in and you're like, okay, what do I do? What do I do? You need to step back and you have to be able to go or do things that they likely won't do. So remember I said the blueprint. There's typically a process, and it's very, very common from company to company to company in different industries. So what my strategy brain thinks is, okay, I'm going to take first the things that they won't do that are beneficial to the client that my competitors won't do. So first and foremost, you want to try to think in your head, how can I help them? How can I do what my competitor won't do? What that will do, it will break down, okay, that barrier, and it will separate you into a different category. So in the psychology of someone making a decision to buy, they're thinking, okay, what's the term? What's the price? What am I going to get? What am I buying, right? If there is a process during that exchange or during many, many months of services or a day of services, think to yourself, okay, let's just say you're a landscaping company, and let's say the landscaping company will set you up with a package and they'll mow your lawn, and they'll do this, they'll do that. Then they'll try to upsell you on other things. What if, let's say you had a landscaping company and you were like, well, we will also do this and we will do that, and we'll do some spring cleanup, but it's in a way and at a price point that you know your competition will not offer because it's not in the blueprint. So you have to take the blueprint from your industry, and this is where it gets difficult for people. A lot of people, like, they bill hourly and stuff like that. They're stuck in, I work these hours. Drive value and the longevity of that relationship, the life value of that relationship, it will pay off over time. So you may, as a business owner, have to make some kind of sacrifice in the beginning. That is the piece that you're going to have to overcome in order to compete, to avoid defeat. I keep thinking about that. Wasn't there a famous boxer that always said like little rhymes like that? I can't. I think it was
Flair.
someone. No, there was a boxer. I think it was Foreman, George Foreman. Can't remember.
Maybe. I feel like Ric Flair did like a lot of like rhyming.
Tell him, what are we gonna do? You gonna float like a butterfly and sting like a bee?
So every time I keep saying that, the title of the video, I keep thinking of that boxer. But anyways, so like, even though you might have an existing business and you have your ways, if you notice that you're dealing with competition, maybe you're losing business to competition, at that time, it's either whether you're setting up your new business or you have an existing business, you have to go back to the drawing board. Go back to the drawing board and say, okay, what am I willing to do for the client? What is the cost for that thing or that service that if I do it for the client, in order to build a relationship, you got to remember, it's all about relationships and value. If you can make a move here and make a move there, drive more value, give the client some extra TLC, some extra love. That is an excellent way to compete. Now, I'm not saying work for free. I'm saying look at the bigger picture, especially if it's a repeat client and they're with you for a long time. Unsolicited, offer them some extra, offer them some more value, because value is king when it comes to competition. Anybody with a brain can understand when they're receiving value. They know when they're receiving value. And you as a business owner should always be thinking about, okay, what more can I do for my client? Okay, what is the cost of doing more? But not the immediate cost. Don't sweat about the immediate cost, because you have to treat it as a business owner. You have to treat that as an investment into the relationship with your client base. You follow me? So kind of relook at things. And this goes mainly for people that are in saturated markets, where it's heavily populated, or there's a lot of people in your industry in a specific territory. You have to really think outside the box. Again, blue ocean strategy, 100%.
Yeah, it's super hard to like give examples without like having, without knowing like what industry exactly. Like if you're in an industry, you're in a specific industry, you have to come up with ways to just be different. Aside from that, there's media and relations, like coming up with, as far as marketing and stuff like that. All I see the super successful businesses are coming up with these trendy like videos on social media, and like I find out about a cafe in Arizona, or like a real estate kid out in Florida. Like, okay, perfect example is like Trent Miller. Do you guys know who Trent Miller is?
No.
So Trent Miller is I can almost like guarantee you've seen his videos. Cam, I'll send this to you. But like, this is Trent Miller.
$12,000 is going to get you in Hagerstown.
Oh.
Like he does tours.
Yeah.
He's a real estate agent. He does speed tours. But the thing is he has almost 2 million followers, almost 45 million likes on his TikTok. I guarantee you he's fucking raking in business because he's doing things differently. Like he came up with this format of video that he posts on every house that he has, listed. And that's just different. And the reality of things is like that. There's ones
he's being different.
But exactly. But I genuinely believe if he's doing that much on his videos, he's probably, the relations piece that he's, the customer support, customer relations is probably phenomenal. Because if you have viral videos like that, or trendy videos out that are getting a lot of attention, and then the most important piece of your business, the customer relations side, is phenomenal, then you're bound to be super successful. So it's just, there's humor behind it, but these videos are things that are going viral that are making these people very, visible online. Cam, I'll send you these videos so you can post it on the actual video.
Yeah.
But if you're a business, you need to take advantage of your phone and all the platforms, because one video could take off, and one video could turn you into that, you know, not just that cafe that is down there that people know about, that one that has lines out the door where you have a specific product that everyone, you know, desires and wants. That's just an example. But on top of that, customer relations, people read the reviews, people look at how you communicate with your customers online, be very visible in that, and do a really good job. Yeah.
Are you familiar with Superline?
No, I don't think so.
Superline, it's a YouTube channel. It's this guy. He actually, something as boring and saturated as selling blank clothing, right? He took something that was sort of an industry that was kind of tucked away. No one really thought about it. You had to reach out to China or other countries to get wholesale clothing for your brand. He actually turned it into a channel, inspiring people to create their own clothing brand. He talks about different success stories. You see him talking about like chrome hats a lot and different like high-end resellers and stuff like that. But what I like about his approach, which is very different, he's competing in a different way by leveraging YouTube, leveraging social media, and putting something that was mysterious. And he says he's been served letters from brands like, hey, stop exposing how I get my shit. So yeah,
I think does he go to like
Asian dude?
Does he go to like the conventions?
Yes.
And
Yeah, and he's like, well, this shirt, and then you'll see the shirt is like the shell of what a big brand uses.
Like Aloe or like Lululemon, like Tesla, stuff like
and
that.
Then like he said on his channel, I think that he was told not to do that. But I like how he takes an industry that was normally very mystique in the background, in the shadows, and he brings it in the forefront. And he shows people, hey, this is how it's done. This is how it's popular. I mean, so this is how you build a brand and make it popular. But what I like about it is that he's putting it out there, like kind of going outside of the norm, traveling the road less traveled by showing people and exposing, oh, wow, okay, this is how it's done.
Well, like through him, you could literally, like if you have a brand that you love, right? If you like this type of shirt that you're wearing, he's telling you exactly where to get it and how much it costs and the minimum purchase order.
But think about it. You now could do business with that guy. Like, hey, I saw that stuff that you have access to. I'd like to sign up, or I'd like to get access to your stuff.
Yeah, that's the power of making videos that are different and trendy and viral. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. That's literally it.
Leverage social media, leverage video content. We make nothing from this show. We put this show out to give back, to educate small business owners, and to provide a little bit of guidance out there. We make nothing. We don't need to make anything from the show. We just put it out there as an offering of value to entrepreneurs, because the thing that we see is that there's tons of entrepreneurs out there. They're stuck in the blueprint, right? They're thinking, okay, I got to do this. I got to charge a deposit. I got to do this 30-day net, blah, 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 blah. That, when you get stuck in those blueprint patterns, you're limiting yourself from breaking outside of the norm in order to drive that value that you should be doing in the first place, but also separating yourself from the competition. That's the idea. So in the situation with Superline, none of those guys are really publishing content like that. None of those guys are doing interviews
because they're too scared to get that cease and desist letter and
up and coming brands. He's interviewing up and coming brands. Like there was this guy, not that I would ever wear them, but there was this guy that sold crocheted jeans and crocheted pants. Have you seen this? Wacky stuff. Literally, it's like it's very different looking. But imagine like crochet, right? Like the yarn.
Yeah.
Crochet in all these different patterns, but pants. And then some people were crocheting and stitching on top of jeans. This guy had his own line. It was extremely unique, but this guy showed, hey, this guy started his brand from nothing. It's not only inspiring, it's extremely educational for those that say wanted to launch their own brand, to break outside of the norm, to create something different. And if you see this guy's channel, he's really exposing some new, because think about it, we're limited to what we see online, what we see on Amazon, what we see on social. This guy's really pushing the visibility of the fashion industry and up and coming brands that literally started from zero. There's a new brand that competes with Supreme, and I forgot their name. Toro Loan, or I forgot the name. Either way, they interview the two brothers that run that company. Dude, they're doing BMX bikes. They're doing all the accessories like Supreme, and they're doing $17 million in revenue, dude. That is absolutely insane. They were a brand. They targeted a specific sector of the community, and they're doing very well. And they started it from zero, right? They built it. So what I like about that is those guys are going in a completely different direction, but they're doing it in a very smart way where it makes competition irrelevant, right? On another note, whether you're selling a product or a service, I know there are limitations for different industries on what you can do. And there are industries that have rules and regulations on how you compete. So this guidance really goes for businesses that have that freedom to adjust processes, to adjust pricing, to adjust even how they get paid in order to break those barriers. Break those barriers to allow that customer to say, I would rather go with you. You're a little bit easier to work with. Think about that. If you make the process easy, that customer is more likely to go with you. As long as you're not breaking the bank and stretching them so thin, make it easy for the customer. Even if your competitor bills a certain way, doesn't mean that you need to also. You have to be flexible with clients, okay? That is an attribute and a very important piece of competition. When you are competing, that potential customer is weighing and looking and evaluating and comparing. And when they are comparing, you need to make your offer absolutely irresistible. That has to be a factor. And only you as a small business owner have the ability to actually make your offer irresistible. Only you know. Okay, and if you don't know, you need to put yourself in your customer's shoes and say, okay, well, where am I at? What should I do? How can I compete in a way and do something that absolutely my competitor won't do?
Yeah.
If you do those things, and you might have to sacrifice a little bit, you should see insane results in respect to competition.
Thank you so much for joining us today on Real Business Roundtable. We'll see you next time. Peace out.